How does political interference affect inflation expectations? Imagine trying to steer a ship through choppy waters while someone keeps tugging at the wheel. That's similar to what happens when politicians interfere with central banks. When political leaders pressure central banks to keep interest rates low or to pursue policies that boost short-term growth, it can cause inflation expectations to shift. Inflation expectations are what households, businesses, and investors think inflation will be in the future. These beliefs matter because they influence how much people demand wages, set prices, and decide to invest. If everyone expects higher inflation, they act in ways that make inflation actually go up. Political interference often happens when politicians want quick economic wins, like lowering unemployment before elections. They might pressure central banks to loosen monetary policy, even if it's not the best move for long-term price stability. This can weaken the independence of the central bank, which is supposed to make decisions based on economic data, not politics. When central banks are seen as influenced by politics, their credibility takes a hit. People start doubting whether the bank will stick to its inflation targets. As a result, inflation expectations become less anchored, meaning they fluctuate more and become harder to predict. This uncertainty can lead to actual inflation rising more than intended, creating a cycle that's tough to break. Historical examples show that when political pressure was applied, like during the Nixon administration in the 1970s, inflation shot up. Politicians' influence made inflation expectations more dispersed, with different groups believing different things about future inflation. This makes it harder for the central bank to keep expectations stable. Political interference also doesn't usually help the economy grow faster or reduce unemployment. Instead, it can cause inflation to rise without improving real economic activity. Sometimes, this leads to stagflation, where inflation is high but the economy isn't doing well. From a policy standpoint, keeping the central bank independent and transparent is key. Clear communication about the reasons behind monetary decisions helps people trust that inflation will stay close to the target. When political interference is minimized, inflation expectations stay stable, making it easier for the central bank to control inflation effectively. In the end, political interference can shake the foundation of inflation expectations, making it harder to manage inflation smoothly. Protecting the independence of monetary authorities and sticking to sound policy frameworks are vital steps to keep inflation expectations in check and ensure economic stability.